Have you ever stared at a message for hours, heart pounding, knowing you should reply, but you just can't? Or maybe you've avoided someone you care about, skipped a meeting, ghosted a friend, not because you didn't care, but because your mind froze. This is the side of anxiety no one talks about. Anxiety isn't always racing thoughts and rapid breathing. Sometimes it's quiet, still, paralyzing. It feels like being underwater with weights on your chest, every decision too heavy, and the worst part, no one can see it. This kind of anxiety often gets mistaken for laziness, or irresponsibility, or even apathy. But really, it's your nervous system waving a white flag, begging for safety in a world that feels too loud, too fast, too much. Why can't you just do it? What's wrong with you? Everyone else can handle this. That voice, harsh and unforgiving, it doesn't help, but it still shows up and makes everything harder. Sometimes, anxiety doesn't stop you from wanting to show up. It just makes it feel impossible. Even joyful things, like meeting friends, planning a trip, can suddenly feel like threats. So we avoid, we cancel, we disappear. We talk a lot about anxiety, but not what it leaves behind. The shame for missing out, for not replying, for not being better by now. And it becomes a loop. Anxiety turns into avoidance. Avoidance turns into shame. And shame, it feeds the anxiety all over again. I don't know why I'm like this. The truth? You're like this because you're overwhelmed. Because your brain is wired to survive, not perform. Because maybe your past taught you to hide instead of ask for help. So what if we try something different? Instead of punishing yourself for freezing, ask, what do I need right now? What feels safe? What's one tiny step I can take? You don't need to go from 0 to 100. You don't need to snap out of it. You just need momentum, one gentle push at a time. Because sometimes healing isn't a breakthrough moment. It's the quiet decision to stay, to try again, to soften toward yourself. This is the anxiety that whispers, not screams, the kind that hides in plain sight. But it's real, and you're not alone. If your anxiety has ever made you freeze, you are not broken. You are protecting yourself in the best way you know how. Now, let's find a new way, together.